What the hell was that? Let's go! Baby! Yes! Yes! Let's go! Alrighty, Steel Nation, what's going on, man? What is happening? What's happening? Let me turn this down a little bit. Holy dooly. What's going on? It's your guys. It's Saturday night. I thought, you know what? So quick live, catch up. Like you guys know, I've been super busy, man. Been busy as this week. Hope you guys have been busy too. So who we got in the house, man? G'day, Dante. What's going on, mate? First. Dante's first. What? What you doing, man? All right. James in the house too. Homer's in the house as well. And g'day, Reginald Rivers from Bartlett, Tennessee. Fantastic. G'day, George. Ahoy. As the music goes again. I will let it chill for a minute. We'll let people come in. We'll chill into it. Oh, I went to a barbecue yesterday. Had a few sherbets. Had some good food. Work yesterday too was kind of cool. So I just tell you, every day it just seems like it's going faster and faster and faster. Like, I don't know. I just never see you in here, man. I never see it anymore. It's normally, you know why? You know why I think it's first? Because Jada was normally first. Jada was normally first, so maybe he's in Pittsburgh right now. He's in actually Pittsburgh, maybe at a bar or something. So I don't know what's going on. But I appreciate, you know what? I was thinking too, guys. I appreciate your time because it's Saturday night, right? And here you are stuck with me, a bloke in his room, trying to find out his audio's good. Audio's good. So, yeah, I think that's fantastic. But normally Jada was like first. So he's always in here. But he's in Pittsburgh. Tomorrow we have the game. Shoot, we haven't talked about the game at all, really. It's been a lot about fire, lie, pants on fire, whatever you want to say, man. It's been a lot of that kind of crap going on. So I'm kind of over that. I talked about the other day that I want to, watch the game as like I used to be as a kid. It was more fun. Just hat on a hat, smash someone. The Steelers have to. Like they tomorrow they need to smack someone in the head. Like I want to see Najee Harris run angry, Warren run angry, all those things, man. I want to see people get fired up, Cole Holcomb fired up, Roberts and just Chase. I just want to see a good game, a good Steelers-Raven game, If win or lose, I want to see a fun game because I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to watch it. All right? So, we'll keep going, though. Keep going, a bit of music, see what comes in. All right. Holy dooly. G'day, Derby. What's going on, mate? G'day, Chloe. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. G'day, Toddy. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Canned heat. I know that one. G'day, Terry. What's going on? Yeah, they got to start it, man. That's crazy. The last 4 streams, it was like back to back. You do it in the last. Yeah. This is the same time it's going to be around 7 p.m. Eastern on the East Coast. Or 7 p.m., 8 p.m. It's my 11 a.m. So I woke up and I was like, let's go. I agree, Dopey, mate. Also, Dopey, mate, shout out to you, man. I've been listening to your podcast with the fellas over there, Two Dumb Yins, a little bit. So when I'm playing games or when I'm like, editing my videos or whatnot, I put you guys on the background. So I listen to you guys a little bit. It's kind of fun. You guys talking. G'day, Jeremiah Yoda. What's going on, mate? Saturday night here. Hope I'm well and good. Thank you very much. Hope you're good too. Pittsburgh Steelers get the job done. Let's hope so, man. I just want to hope for a good game, like a really strong game. Like I'm talking old school Steelers football, like better style, like, you know what I'm saying? James Farrier, James Debo, Troy. Just want to see some. I know you can't hit anymore. Like Minka tries to play that way, and you just can't hit anymore, which sucks, right? It does suck. Awesome. G'day, Yuli's in the house too. Yeah, man. They do, and that's why it's a long season, right? That's why it's a very long season too. Is after a bad loss, they normally come back together. And I'm not going to talk about the overall fire situation because at this point, it really is beating a horse dead or beating the dead horse or whatever you say. We know it. Canada sucks. Mike Tomlin isn't performing right now. That's it. Let's move on. So we hear about and Kenny Pickett's going to have that. He's got a bone bruise, but I think he'll come back into it. G'day, Jeddah. What's going on, mate? From Pittsburgh. Out on the town, having a few sherbets. G'day, Claude. What's going on, mate? But Jeddah was out there, having a few drinks. Is that too loud? I've got the Skyrim music in the background again. I just love it. I love it. That Champions Day music, man. Being a dead roo. Yeah. So I'm just done with it, eh? Do you know why? Because I'll turn the music off now. The last few times it was like last week we talked about Matt Canada's promotion. All week was like promotion and this and this. I was like, oh yeah. Never talked about the Raiders game. Then this week we talked about is Matt Canada getting fired. Oh my goodness. Did you guys hear that? That was really bad. My voice. All right, start again. Hang on. Hold up. We got to start again. What's going on, West Hey! What the hell was that? Oh my goodness. That was like the worst one I've ever done. That was really bad. My voice just broke down. Oh man. It's like a semi-trail on the highway. Just gave up the ramp. Goodness. G'day, Ranger. What's going on, mate? Oh, someone's in the background. Why do I always have it on loop? It's always on loop. That's terrible. Oh, is it still on? Oh my goodness. Okay. Good. Oh my god, my voice is breaking. That is not good. There you go. I'm currently rolling joints for tomorrow. That's right. Okay, let's start there. Preparation. So Daredevil is preparing for tomorrow. Let's hope that our Steelers team is also preparing for tomorrow. Or they have done enough preparation that they can run out to the field, start fresh, and just get after the Ravens, right? It's going to be a very tough game. But like our fans here in Daredevil, preparation is key, right? You can't just roll up to the stadium and then next minute start to do your business there. No, you need to do it now. Preparation is key for any victory. So that's a good role model to have here, which is Daredevil. Preparation. Steelers need to do that too. Hopefully all week they had preparation getting Broderick Jones in and then Darnell Washington. I think he'll be, maybe a force in this game. And he's only been targeted, I think, once for a reception. So he's got to get involved. Connor Hayward's got to get involved with some bully ball mentality, like Terry says here too. So, yeah, everyone's getting prepared. It was fantastic. What is going on? Thomas says, "My ready to draw." Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I still have faith though, because I'll be waking up at 4 a.m. Oh my goodness, I'll wake up 4 a.m. tomorrow. This is my morning voice. I'll wake up 4 a.m. tomorrow, good to go, and it's on my TV so I can watch it. There'll be a stream, all that kind of stuff. Have a good time. Jeremiah says, "Don't lose your voice." It just cracked. Ranger says, "Not much. What about you?" Chilling, man. Today's my more or less my day off now. I've done my 4 days in a row working at the youth center. That's taken care of. Money's all good for the weekend. All cool. Today, tomorrow, day off, football, YouTube stuff, getting back to it. And yeah, man, I know we're 2-2, and it's like you can either think 2-2 are positive, or like Steelers are going okay to good, or maybe just okay, and they have a chance to get better. But then on the same side, it's like, oh, Steelers are 2-2 and we're the worst team, which we are. The Steelers are a really bad team. Like, offensively speaking, I think they're like 32nd, 29th, 28th, 27th in all these categories. Like, we haven't scored a rushing touchdown yet. Let me know if that's true. I'm pretty sure we haven't scored a rushing touchdown yet. No, we haven't. So that's crazy, right? J-Devil says, he says, Hall of Honor was sick. Yeah, it's cool, man. Walking around, all that kind of stuff is pretty awesome. Is that your first time? Is that your first time to Pittsburgh and Heinz Field? I went there. I've been there twice, once by myself and once with my dad. We did the Heinz tour. Fantastic. Or Heinz Field tour. Cortez, is weed legal in Australia? Not really. Nah, it's hard to get. You got to be like, I think you have to like a doctor's certificate or something like that. You got to have some let's put it this way. Our government tracks everything. So to go fishing down the local fishing spot, you need a license, right? To drive a car, you need a license. Own a firearm, license. To smoke weed, license. Um, to I don't know. To go shopping, license. Everything requires a license. So not really, to be honest. It's just I don't do it. I'm happy with water, coffee, beer, and Jack Daniels, which I had a few last night. I'm pretty cool with that. I don't really think I'm not against it. I'm actually not really against many things, man. You do what you want to do. I couldn't give two shits. I honestly couldn't give two shits what you guys do. But I do like what Jada was doing and how he was prepared for tomorrow, because this Steeler team as well. I think there's a few different. Here's what I want to start too. Because Kenny's been injured. If Kenny goes out there and doesn't play well, that will reflect Mike Tomlin, I think, in that coaching decision to say, well, we're going to play Kenny and see what happens, right? And if he doesn't play well and he can't move around and he's obviously worse than he has been playing this season, then that's going to come back on coaching, right? But I hope that Kenny can play this game well, because Trubisky played the first game versus the Ravens. We lost that one last year. Kenny then played versus the Ravens in their house, got the W to Najee Harris, which that W is this play here.
No, let's continue. Hey, what the hell was that?
Right. That was Najee Harris' reaction. So I hope we can have something like that. So Kenny has beaten them. Kenny has played them before. But there is something really overly, and it could be a top-down thing from the owners to coaching to players. But something is missing in this team. And we've been talking about this probably 3 or 4 years. And that's why I understand now the fired Tomlin guys. But like at the same time, it does get repetitive, because we all know the Roonies aren't going to fire them at the end of the year. Right now, they're going to wait till the end of the year. They might not, if it comes to it, I wouldn't say they're going to fire Tomlin, but they might not do his contract again. But then who would they hire? Who would the Roonies go and hire? Because the Steeler way is more hiring from within side, right? So I don't know if they would hire someone outside of the organization. Who would you really promote to be? Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if Matt Canada was hired off or head coach? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine everyone losing their shit, like their absolute shit? Like, imagine if if Mike Tomlin was fired and everybody who wanted him fired got their wish, and the guy who they replaced him with was Matt Canada. Wouldn't that be funny? That would be the most funniest things ever. G'day, Joseph. What's going on, mate? Holy dooly. All these comments came at once. I don't know why. First time. That's sick, man. First time. Love that. Did I freeze or something? I feel like I froze. I don't know what happened. Yeah. There's a lot, man. There's like, you're pretty much, you're like Jada was said, you're tracked to do everything. Doesn't matter. You can't, you can't fart without the government knowing what's up. Like, you can't do anything. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, man. I bought an extra half a gallon of Jack Daniels just in case it gets out of hand. Holy dooly. I am too. I would actually be more comfortable, I think. Yeah, throwing Mitch in there, who's like, I'm not a big fan of his, but he's more 100% healthy than Kenny, and let Kenny rest. But we'll see what happens. I just already know the narrative so far. If Kenny doesn't play well, Steeler fans are going to go after Kenny. They're going to go after Mike Tomlin too. That's just the way it is. But also on a kind of a different tangent too. I always talk about Steeler fans and Steelers, social media. In reality, it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter. We can't control anything. All we can control is just our emotions to the game. But it doesn't matter what we think. Now, we can have an opinion. We can criticize the team. But overall, it doesn't matter what Twitter thinks. It doesn't matter what Facebook thinks. It doesn't matter it doesn't even matter what I think. To be honest, it really doesn't. We just got to watch our team and see what happens. But tomorrow, I know that if Kenny struggles, then Mike Tomlin will be a lot of heat for that, because he started an injured player. But also we got Frymouth out, DeMarvin Leal's out, DJ still out as well. This team's pretty banged up. Fahoko probably comes in. Who else is out? I went through it the other day. Do I have the thing? Yes. Prezi Harvin is out, so we have Brad Wing stepping up. Highsmith had a groin. Dan Moore Jr. is out, so we're going to see. What's his face? What's his name? Jones will be in there. James Dennell out, so Nate Herbig. So there's a lot of dudes out. Like there's a lot of players that are just out, and as I said, the Ravens, they're all favorite, right? Ravens are favorite to win this game. I think we're -4.5 in the points. So yeah, it's crazy. Right. Anyways, there's a lot going on, but I thought that start Mitch, but let's see if Kenny can bounce back. Like I did hear today, or yesterday on a tweet was via Jeff Hartman, does a BTSC podcast. He did a tweet like when he was cooking barbecues and stuff like that. I should do stuff like that. He was cooking barbecues or whatnot and burgers, and he said that Kenny's got to step up. About time is if we want him to be the franchise quarterback, then possibly he needs to step up and be like, okay, I'm the franchise guy. It is almost time for, like, we've heard enough excuses. We've heard enough excuses. Every week they say we're going to play harder, tougher, stronger, whatever, and we just don't see it. And now we saw it against the Browns game. We saw it against the Raiders game, and they drop off. Now, could that be because the season's up and down like a yo-yo all the time? You just saw the Bears got their first win. Chase Claypool got traded to the Dolphins. I'm still not a big fan of Claypool. Now, I did see my mate, Here We Go show, Devin, talk about Claypool getting a new start out of Miami, and that could be a good spot for him too. But for me, Claypool runs better routes, like shorter routes. When you get the ball to him quick and fast, and he's a big body receiver, he can then work that middle of the field, and work on the middle linebacker, stuff like that. Like he's a big guy. He doesn't work well down the deep passing like George Pickens. So that's crazy though when you think of that too, because we got Claypool, Steele's got Claypool for a second round pick. Big Ben had a massive year with him, almost won, in my opinion, won Rookie of the Year, had 11 touchdowns. The next 2 years, he just regressed, went nowhere, went downhill so fast. We end up trading away Chase Claypool for JPJ, who the Steelers haven't played as much yet. And Terrell Austin's been talking about JPJ, saying he's not just ready, he's almost ready. Do I have that one? I don't think I do. Nah, I don't. But he's been talking about that he's not just ready yet to play, but we'll see him sparingly. But I think you should bring JPJ more involved in this defense and, move around Pat P, because Pat P is getting picked on a bit. But isn't that crazy where Chase Claypool was a second-round pick? We trade him away for another second-round pick. We get back JPJ. Doesn't do well the Bears. He didn't win one game. He lost 0-15 or 0-14 or whatever that may be when Chase was starting. Chase leaves. The Bears go 1-1, and then the Bears have one of their best games in about 20 years. They win 40-20 over the Commanders. So, look, every week someone's going to lose, someone's going to win, and we just hope it's our team. But I saw that game. DJ Moore went off. Fields looked like he was throwing dimes out there. It was a fantastic game to watch. 40-20. The refs tried to get involved near the end, but I'm glad they didn't ruin the game. So, and then, like I said too, JPJ should hopefully get more snaps. Patrick Peterson was calling out Zay Flowers. I think the Ravens called him a little munchkin. So there's all these little mini storylines going around all the time, every single week, right? But I'm keen for it. G'day, Alex. What's going on, mate? Oh, it was buffering, was it? It was buffering. G'day, Yins. What's going on, mate? That's my other bloke there. I don't know his name, but he also runs a YouTube channel too, Yins Nation Sport. I was listening to your take on Mike Tomlin. We have similar ideas about Mike Tomlin. Like everyone's always, and I'm not going to turn to a Mike Tomlin episode, but we have similar ideas about Mike Tomlin. And I listened to half your episode today about the Steelers can still win this game, and some people have jumped off ship. I never will. It doesn't matter if we're 0-15, 0-13. I enjoy the game to watch the game and to watch our team smash someone. That's what I do. And say, for instance, if the Bengals are going for a playoff spot and we're out, well, I want to beat the Bengals and then they don't get involved. So, don't know this fella's name, but he's got a YouTube channel as well, Yins Nation Sport. Good bloke out that way too. Out in Pittsburgh. He's fantastic, right? Holy dooly. Pro Football Hall of Fame needs Canton not high, needs to do add on their building, Hall of Honor. Yeah, true that. True that, man. I hear that as well. And I have no idea what that is in reference to. I forgot what I was talking about. Been to the been to the desert. You're mixing two things at once. Been to the desert, beat a horse with no name. Oh, that's good. That is good. Uh, um, just don't like him. Just can't stand Brad Wing. I didn't like his ego. I didn't like his ego at the start. Maybe it's changed. And I'm I hold my grudges for a long time too. No offense to you, Brad Wing. You're the one in Pittsburgh. I'm not. You're the one on the team. I'm not. So maybe I'm jealous. Maybe I'm jealous of Brad Wing. You can't lead a dead horse to water unless you drag him. Oh my goodness. G'day, Morris. What's going on? What's happening to you? What's going on YouTube? Is it me or is it YouTube? G'day, Brian Brown. What's up, mate? Nah, Brad Wing's all right. I just didn't like his ego when he was first here. Just didn't like it. But that doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. I don't know why I'm here, but YouTube is giving me issues. What is going on? Am I not on TV? What? I don't know. I have to check the tape later. So Brian Brown's in the house too. No idea what happened. Maybe it turned off. Yeah, he did. Yep, Quable's to Miami. Yeah, that's a few times now. Patrick Peterson has said a few things, and when he said, I'm going to pick off Brock Purdy, he gets two TDs against him. So, and I've had this debate or this argument, or not really an argument, but this comment I've been thinking about the last few months. A lot of players now have podcasts, right? Cameron Hayward, or active players like that. Cameron Hayward has one. Even Ike Taylor has a podcast. He works as a Steelers scout. Patrick Peterson has a podcast. He's still playing. This is the situation where, and hopefully one day I'm trying to get BMAC on, or when we're not busy. Everyone's really busy now, so it's really tough. Maybe in the off season, but the active players, when you start talking stuff, you have to back it up. That's really the case, right? So, and I know he's doing a podcast, and I know it's like he in his spare time. But you're going to give fuel to the other guys. You know what I'm saying? So I used to get on Juju and Claypool because they were doing TikToks and they were fueling up. It's probably the same thing. Patrick Peterson's doing the same thing. Excuse me. He started calling people bloke. Whoa, there's a different way to say it. You don't say "Hey, you bloke." How do I do it? It's not like, "Hey, you bloke," or "Hey, bloke, what's going on?" You'd never say like that. You'd never say, "Hey, bloke." It's like, what are you blokes doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't say, "Hey, you bloke," or "Hey, bloke, what's up?" You say, "What are you blokes doing?" Or "These blokes." It's like past tense or whatever. You know what I mean? All right. He said he called Zay Flowers a little munchkin. He said he's going to be fun to cover. He's a little munchkin, or something similar to that. Yeah, man. Oh, Nick, awesome, Nick, man. Yeah, I watched some of your stuff, dude. I saw your stuff this morning. I think you and I think a lot alike. Not we don't agree on everything, but I think we think a lot alike on the Mike Tomlin stuff. Like Mike Tomlin, in my opinion, is a winner and he's a really good coach. Now, just because he lost to the Texans doesn't mean that you throw away 16 years of goodness or almost greatness, right? And then the playoff losses and all that stuff. But we think on a bit of the same level because the Steelers have been pretty successful over the last, since 2000, we've been very successful having 2 Super Bowls, been to 3. Some teams out there can't even go to 1. Bengals. Well, the Bengals went to 1 and they lost. Browns, they can't even go to 1. The Browns have never won the division. Think about that. The Steelers have won this division, I think, 9 times and 10 times in 20 years. The Browns have never won the AFC North division. So I think when we have the standard and we want to win Super Bowls here and there, at the end of the day, the game's hard to win. Like, the game is really hard to win. Injury gets involved. I listened to a podcast this morning. It might have been your podcast. It was your podcast. You talked about why are we blaming that playoff loss against the Browns when Maurkice Pouncey snapped the ball over Ben's head. Is that Tomlin's fault? I agree with you on that. Like, that's a joke. How can Tomlin wear that? So, yeah, I think the Steelers are like we're okay to trying to be good side, and if we figure a few things out and actually run the ball, and the big elephant in the room right now is MC Mister Matt Canada is just not doing the job that we all want him to. But yeah, he hasn't got an accent at all. He hasn't got an accent. I don't really hate him. I didn't really hate him, that much. I just don't. I don't know, man. Just not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like an Aussie to me. He's been over there since 19. Holy dooly. G'day, go. What's going on, mate? The Jalen War. Does he have a show? That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. Yes, that's what you do. Yes, like that. Like that. Mark's a top bloke. That's how you would say it. Not hey bloke. No one really says hey bloke. It doesn't make any sense. He's a strange bloke. That's what you do. Like that. Yeah, there you go. Browns haven't won since 1989. That's when I was born. That's 33 years ago. And we talk about all our troubles with the Steelers and like, oh no, we suck. We're terrible. Dude, there are teams out there way worse than us. The Bengals right now are 1-3. They don't know what's happening. Like I actually believe the Cardinals can win this game. If Josh Dobbs helps us out and they run the rock with James Conner and they get to the quarterback and Burrow's playing he's playing terrible. He's playing worse than Kenny Pickett because of his injury and all that stuff. The Bengals could go 1-4, which would be fantastic. If the Bengals go 1-4 and we win the game tomorrow, we sneak away with a field goal. If Boswell gets like 4 field goals and we win 12 to I don't know 10, or we win 15-13, like Boswell, we didn't win because of you, then we're sweet. Like we're not sweet, but we're getting better, right? Or at least we're winning. But then if the Bengals lose, they're 1-3, 1-4. All right, the Browns have a bye as well. It's a pretty big week, man. Yes, those guys are a bunch of blokes that talk Steelers and pizza. Yes, that's how you'll put it. Yep. Holy dooly. Holy dooly. Yeah, she was as well. That's why I talked about the other day too. That Najee Harris, took accountability, responsibility, and said that's why. Like a lot of people are saying Najee's not the guy. He's trying to do his best in this team. He's trying to run his hardest. He's getting hit the back of the line of scrimmage, and players all over him, and they're sending 5, 6, 7 in the box. Offensive line can't do anything just to create lanes anywhere for Najee. Najee's stepping up, in sense of he's not blaming the coach. He's blaming himself, even though in the back of his mind, he might think it's probably Canada or Mike Tomlin, but he says, you know what? It's my fault. Players play, coaches coach. So we're gonna see this. We're gonna see we're gonna see this. All right. Thank you, Ad. Thank you. How you going? Yeah, well now I'm monetized, guys, so I have to put ads in YouTube. And when I go live too, I click a button and it's all random. So thank you for that. It's normally like 30 seconds you guys come back. But I think that's okay. If I'm doing an hour show, 30 seconds is like, 1 cent for me or something like that. All right. Holy dooly. Okay, Jedel. I can't read all of that. I can't read all of that, right? But let's look at something else. Let's see what else do we need to do in this game. So obviously we talk about this all the time. The Steelers got to run the rock. They got to, dude. I just hope we can run the rock like last year. Get Najee involved and Warren. I think that's very key. I think it's gonna be exciting to see what Broderick Jones does for his first start. I couldn't read what you were saying. I read half of it and then I started to understand what it meant. Thank you, Brian Brown. So yeah, man, like in this game, you're going to have Broderick Jones left tackle. That's going to be exciting. Him starting there. That's something to watch, I think, because Dan Moore's injured. And could he play himself into a role where Dan Moore will feed into backup? Now, a lot of us guys thought that would happen after the bye. Injuries always get involved and the next man steps up. And then you have Isaac Siamala. Will he work better with him next to him, keeping Kenny upright? This the more I think about it, it's pretty exciting, right? And then you have Nate Herbig filling in for James Daniels, and Mason Cole's got to show up too, right? So this offensive line, I'm looking towards them. Can they take the brunt and actually move some guys forward and give holes for Najee Harris? That's going to be key for me to see. And this game too is Steelers versus Ravens, and this is still AFC North football. I went and saw it, Steelers versus Ravens game, Christmas Day. with Antonio Brown, as crazy as he is now, putting the ball over the end zone. I was like, man, this is unbelievable to see. So at the end of the day, it's Steelers versus Ravens. It should be close. If we are competitive, it should be close, right? It should be 23-20, 24-21, 27-21, whatever it may be. It should be pretty close. Now, Steelers have won 5 out of 6 last games. Lamar Jackson is 1-2 since starting, and he's only played 3 games. 3 games versus us in 6 years playing the game. So Lamar Jackson, too, I think he'll be pretty hard to stop, but TJ has his number. But we need more than TJ to step up, right? And also Minka. Minka can't do all these tackles. Where's Kazi? Where's Keanu Neal? Where's these lockdown guys? Do you play JPJ on Zay Flowers or someone like that? I don't know if Mark Andrews is playing, but do you stop him in the tight end game? Because he's a fantastic tight end. If Mark Andrews starts going, man, you got to stop him too. So there's a lot going around, and we have DeMarvin Leal's out. Keanu Benton's playing. I think he'll be playing in there. Fahoko will be playing. So these big fellas, these big guys really need to step up, right? They just have to. And I think they know it too. It's at the point now, it's 2-2. You win this game, you go into a bye, and then you lead the AFC North for 1 week. You're in first. And then if you win this game, you're 2-0 versus the division. And I know Steeler Nation is all upset, pissed off, angry about Matt Canada and Tomlin. But dude, if you win this game, it's 3-2. And I'm on this train until we're mathematically eliminated, right? I don't get into these ideas of, well, we suck, we're terrible, and we're not going to win any games. We are playing bad, but the way I see it is, we win this game with 3-2 with a 2-0 in the division. The Bungles are like 0-3 or 0-2 in the division, something similar to that, right? So I think it's a pretty big game for us to win and to rise up. Let me see. I want to see I think the Bungles are 0-3 in the division. Standings. Hang on. I'll check this and I'll have a quick break. So Bengals are 0-2 in the division. Browns are 0-1 for us. The Steelers are 1-1 in the division. Wait a minute. That can't be right. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm reading the away stats. No, scrap all of that. That was wrong. Retake. Okay. Division-wise. Yes. Division-wise, Bengals are 0-2. Cleveland Browns are 1-2. They've already lost 2. And Steelers are 1-0, and the Ravens are 2-0. So if we win this game, we go 3-2. We lead the division, even though we have a minus 38 point differential. So that's pretty big. All right, let's have a bit of a break so I can get a bit of water, and I'll come back for some questions, or we can start talking about the defense or whatever you want to talk about. We'll bring it up. Just give me. Thanks. Oh my goodness. Oh, that. Give me about 15 seconds.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? It's everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to. Whatever coach tells me, I'll play. Man, I love football. I love to play the game of football. I'm ready to play football. I'm happy to be here. Just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I'm happy to be here. I love the game of football. I think it's an art. I think it should be played a certain way. And that's why I love to play the game. I just love it.
Night one after the next two, is he still aggressive?
Yeah, what do they call them? The con artists? I like that. I saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.
Alrighty, Steeler Nation, welcome back. Welcome back to Hank Steele's AFC North Football. And we haven't really talked about the con artists. Omar Khan in the offseason, all we talked about was him. We didn't. It's funny. I guess because we're playing football now, but in the offseason, we didn't talk about any about Matt Canada, no firings, nothing. And then all off-season was talking about Omar Khan, the Khan artist, right? And now it's like quiet, I guess, because, his role's not done, but it's gone to now more the football, coaching, and playing stuff like that. Homer Green says, 2013, we get the W. Fantastic. I agree with that too. They've been missing a lot of tackles, like a lot of tackles. Yeah. Yeah, I've been just reading some comments from J-Double. Yes, Roman Green says too, they need a few splash plays on offense and defense. I agree with that as well. We're just going to see a good game. The team showed up. Like, we didn't show up. The Niners, we didn't show up. The Browns, we showed up. On offense, maybe not, but defense, we did. Las Vegas Raiders game, we showed up. That was better. Then Texans games, we didn't. So this game, they have to. Got to win time possession, 100%. I agree with that. And they need to tackle. They're not tackling. It was shown the Steelers ran the same as it played 10 times. Oh, there you go. It's hard. I think Harris has been putting in a really tough spot, and everyone's saying he's really bad, but he is a good running back. He's not the fastest guy, but what are you meant to do when the defense already knows what you're doing and the offense can't push the ruck forward? Brian says we have to beat the Buzzard. They're 0-3. Yes, that's true. If they win that, or road wins too, fantastic. Yeah, dude, get that happening. That'd be sick. What do you say? Do you just yell his name out? Like, do you say, "Hey, Mister"? Can you call him that? Can you call him, "Hey, Mister 46"? And see what he says, dude. That'd be sick, man. That'd be awesome. I still want to try. Maybe in the off season, I'll try and get him on the show. I'll try and reach out to him via email or message because I think it'd be a great person to get on the show. It's really hard now with all everyone's, of course, playing and busy. But in the off season, with a bit more downtime, it should be easier to do. G'day, Jimmy. What's going on, mate? No Penn State game today. Okay. But yeah, this is pretty big for our Steelers, man. Like I said, I'll be up at 4 a.m. The season's not over if we lose, but I think if we do lose and we don't turn up, dude, I might have to turn the internet off. I might need to turn the internet off and not even look at Twitter or anything like that because it's going to be so hard to read all these fire things. I'm just over it. I'm not overseeing the word fire. But if we come out there and Mike Tomlin has his team is half injured, then it could be a very good victory as well. But it's going to be very tough to see. If we do lose and we don't show up, then everyone's going to be blaming everyone, blame Canada, blame this, blame that, right? It's going to be really, really bad. But at the same time, that's what we do as fans. Yeah, man, that's awesome. And you're allowed to. How good's that? And you're allowed to do that. So that's fantastic. I love how it's just sitting there, like here. Where is it? It's so bad. So the most awkward thing about the Hank Steele picture, this guy here, is his like thing on his chest. That's the weirdest thing. I agree. Be better than last week. Win or lose, man. But put can't remember who posted it, but put ask was Tomlin doubting Steeler Nation. I've seen a few things like that. I've seen a few things like that. I think the narrative in the media this week is basically it's put up or shut up for Tomlin and that's it, which I don't really agree with. It's you got to go through the whole season. I think we are in that like instant gratification, like, you know what, we didn't do something this week, so let's yell and fire everyone. But I do believe there's some heat towards MC because he's had 3 years, right? At the end of the day, I'm just kind of over it all. I just want to see our team play some good football. And I think it's different on social media than it is a game. Like Daredevil, right? Daredevil will go into the game. I don't know if he'll be yelling out "Fire Canada." Maybe if it gets really bad. Actually, you might be part of the crowd, because I guess if we go slow start, those chants might start happening again. So it's what you got to give some like respect to the fellas too. Being on the spotlight, no matter if you win or lose, you're in charge of the team, and they get all the heat. They get all the heat, no matter what. If you win, you barely get any credit. If you lose, you wear the brunt of all the heat, no matter what. So they are put on the spotlight for a reason, man. The owner's a head coach, and the other guys put on the spotlight for a reason. G'day, Brian Brown. What's going on, mate? Oh, he's going. Hey, I'm getting there one by one, man. One by one. One by one. So, yeah, I don't know what that means. Just check the game for some random guy on the field. If we Amber Heard the bed. I don't know what that means. Should I look that up? What's Amber Heard mean? Does that mean what I think it means? Amber Heard. Is that like oh okay. Oh, she was okay. She was from the Johnny Depp thing, right? Is that all right? That's funny. Sorry, man, I didn't get that at the start. A longtime employer, Johnny Depp, says Amber Heard once told him that happened on his bed. That's fantastic. I like that. You keep that. Where'd it go? That's funny, man. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, just check the games. Some random guy on the field. If we Amber Heard the bed. Amber Alarm. That's funny, man. Yes. I didn't know that. I don't even know. All right, let's get rid of Mr. Hank Steele for the moment. Where are you, Hank? I don't know. I'm pretty keen though, guys. Like I'm wearing my Iron City shirt. You guys know I always rep Steelers football. You guys know the mentality I have, the fan mentality I have is I'll never stop rooting, supporting for my team no matter what. You know what? Sometimes I was even thinking the other day. So what if we have a bad year? Like I know we want to win every year, and I know some people are saying, well, we've had 6, 7 mediocre seasons, like yada yada yada. At some stage, man, so what if we have a bad year? Like you look around the teams, and it's hard to win. It really is. Life has ups and downs. Cheering for our team has ups and downs. We've had the best time watching Ben Roethlisberger, the best time watching Troy. Best time in the 70s that I wasn't alive, but some of you guys watch those games or can go back and watch highlights and 4 Super Bowls. And, some of the best times watching this team of we're always competitive. So what if we suck this year? What do? You try and rebuild, right? And they are trying to do that, but it's at the end of the day, we can't control anything. We just watch our team fight the other team. And if they get the win this week, I'm going to be pretty happy because we'll be 3-2 and we're 5 games in, have a bye. Then we go versus the Ravens play. So sometimes I think, so what, man? If you lose, you lose. At least we're not the Bengals or the Browns. At least we're not the Commanders or a team like that has a zero identity. They now have a better owner, right? At least we're not the Giants that they don't want to play. There's just so many other teams out there that have had really bad seasons for a very, very long time. And here we are like, oh, no, we're not winning Super Bowl. It's like we still haven't get a chance to. Anyways, that's kind of my little rant on that. G'day, Gavin. What's going on, mate? What is going on? What does that mean? Anyway, Mike, this is an Aussie question, but are Australians very blunt or do they sugarcoat negative things? For example, in USA, people in the East Coast are very blunt, but everyone else doesn't. Well, it probably depends who you talk to. I'll give you an honest answer. I don't really sugarcoat any things. I'm just a very positive person. I try and remain positive because it's hard to remain negative all the time. I've always the fact that no matter what you do in your life, you're always trying to get better. So if you're going through tough times or if you're going through work or whatever like that, I always want to get better no matter what. Pickleball, mental health wise, working with my friends or whoever, I always want to get better. Doesn't matter. That's my mentality. You wake up and you put 2 feet in the ground and you say, you know what? All right, today's going to be a good day. And if you are going through some tough times, you get better, right? That's always my mentality. That's the same mentality I have with the football team. If we do suck, we stink, we can always go out there and they can try and, turn up, run the rock and hit someone in the face and get better. I've always had the mentality. I've never, even if you are in the dumps, doing the dumps and you're sitting in that cold, depressive, really bad state, there's always something at the end of the tunnel. Always they're striving to get something. That's why I've always thought. So I don't you can be negative. You can be angry, frustrated, pissed off, upset for sure. But I never remain there. I never remain there. You have to get yourself out of that cellar dweller because otherwise it's terrible. It's honestly, and this is coming from a mental health kind of check or whatever. It's not good to be in that state. You need to keep your mind active, keep going, move around, play. The best thing that happened to me recently is probably getting this job at PCYC where I work at the youth center and I can play pickleball as a coach and I can, teach people how to play and remain active. One of the best things. So yeah, I don't sugarcoat negative things. I'm very honest on this channel, very honest in person. I'll tell you what's up. And if I don't like doing something, I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? But me with the Steelers, to bring it back to this sense, the way I cheer them, support them on, yeah, we're not a good team. We're not a good team right now. Kenny Pickett is not playing good football. They can't run the rock. They can't tackle. Secondary is really awful. There are so many problems with this team. We're missing so many injuries. However, doesn't mean I'm going to write them off and say, oh, we're the worst and I'm not going to cheer them on. Nah, dude, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. I'm going to be like, let's go. Let's effing go. Can't wait to see Steelers versus Ravens play some AFC North football. That's just the way, that's the way I see it. Yep. 100% always. Always. And that's the way, yeah, that's a good call too, by the way. That's just the way I always see things. Yep. Yep. Yeah, true. Sorry. Oh my goodness. G'day, Brian. What's going on? Brian says, I hope the Steelers lose so big. There's a firing during the bye. Yeah, some fans are thinking that way. I won't think that way, but I understand the logic. I fully understand the logic, but I think you want to try to win every game. I think Matt Canada's writing on the wall is kind of set anyway, from my view. But what do I know? I'm just a guy in his room talking football. I think it's already set in stone, if that makes any sense. Like, I understand that if you want the Steelers to lose big 40-3 and we can't move anything, then the Steelers have to make a decision. If they don't, then it's ridiculous. If they don't move on from him or they don't move on from someone, I understand the logic. But at the same time, I want to see this team be successful and win. So we'll have to see what happens. Either way, the crowd's going to go crazy because if we lose big and nothing happens, Pittsburgh might explode. They real might. G'day, Frosty. What's going on, mate? How's everyone feel with Kenny starting the game? I just hope that he's 100%, but I don't know if he will be. I said it before in the start of the stream. If Kenny Pickett plays and he doesn't play well, it's going to reflect on Mike Tomlin. So that narrative will be created. Well, he started an injured guy, which won't help the cause for the fans jumping on that ship, and I can see it. I really can, but that won't help. Now, Kenny goes out there, plays a good football game, and they keep upright. Then it's back to, well, Kenny can probably do these things. I'm still giving him a few years to go, but this offense in general is not working. Nothing's really clicking. G'day, Russ. What's going on, mate? Holy dooly, lose my voice again. Holy dooly. Just jumping down. 100%, man. 100%. I agree. What's going on? It's just the way I see things, man. I've always been in that mentality. Right? So, no matter where you are, like, I know that I think we're ranked like 32nd, 28th, or whatever we are, and Kenny hasn't played good. The running game hasn't worked. Like, nothing's worked. It hasn't. But if they turn up tomorrow and put some things together, and also too, the press conference stuff hasn't really been in our favor. I understand that. The Mike Tomlin is saying the same things over and over. The Matt Canada is just not telling the whole truth, and there needs to maybe be a bit of a shakeup. So I understand the argument of like, well, clean the house. Maybe not now, but like at the end of the year or 2 years' time, it would maybe be exciting to have a fresh new face in there. And possibly, like, as much as I love Tomlin and what I think he's done for the organization, maybe it is time for a fresh new face and good for both parties, because you want to leave on a good note too. And it feels like some fans are like the fans that weren't on the Fire Tomlin crowd from like 5 years ago. It feels like that they're just getting over it now. And at some point, you have to cut off that relationship and go, okay, Tomlin, you've done enough for us. And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't extend his contract. Maybe is it like 2025 is his last year, or 24 is his last year. Maybe they don't extend it. Maybe they have someone else come in. All right. Russ says, I'm going to be at the game on the 50. There you go. That's cool. Oh, you guys get in trouble. I do not support that. That's cool. You're going to be at the game as well. So, yeah, it might come down to a point where at the end of the year, if they don't renew Mike Tomlin's contract, they might, it could be a fresh face in Steeler Nation, and that might excite a lot of fans and maybe reset and restart or rebuild or whatever the Steelers team, right? But I don't want to look too far in front. I feel like sometimes we look way too far in front. Like, we always look to the next guy, the draft in 2024, and it's like, dude, the further you look in front, the further we lose. Like, on a real sense, we lose days. Like, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to Steelers versus Ravens tomorrow. And that's what I want to do, game by game, day at a time. Yeah, true. That's right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It has been around this whole week. It's been around that. So, um, you're gonna take over. You guys are gonna do the old switch. You guys are gonna do the old switcheroo. You're gonna Russell's gonna take over, take him out, take him to the woodshed, right? And then Jada was gonna jump in there, and he's gonna put on his glasses. Hang on. Uh, he says, "You take him out, Russ. I'll wear the bowl cap and glasses by calling plays." Hey man, I hope you both had a good time. Whoever else is going there too, if you guys listen later, I hope you guys have a great time at the Steelers versus Ravens game. It was one of my best times. I think when I was there Christmas Day, it was so fun. I think division games are fantastic, right? You know, they have a good side too. They're going to run the rock like nothing else. So, and Lamar Jackson, if we can't slow him down, we're in a bit of trouble, right? But we might have Devil calling plays out there. G'day, Daniel. What's going on, mate? I'm so tired of Double M brothers, Mike and Matt. And I hear you guys. I hear it. I'm sick of the conversation. Like some fans are sick of those two. I'm sick of the conversation. It's been going forever. It's been going for so long, dude. Oh man, I'm just over the conversation. I really am. Anyways, let's move on to other stuff. In this game though, before I start to wrap things up, I think Kenny's gonna play a good game, man. Kenny has to play a good game. See you, Toddy, mate. Thank you for coming in, brother. Catch you later. Toddy forever. Kenny has to play a good game. He's got to shake things off. We got to find some open receivers, get Hayward involved. Move's not there. That's a piece missing, but they weren't even using tight ends anyway. They have to get Austin involved. Robinson has got to step up. So many players got to step up. The offense is missing a lot of players on their, starters, right? So Kenny, they have to do something. Like he has to shake it off and just play his, natural, confident game he was playing last year. Start moving the ball down the field. Run if you have to. Don't swing. Don't throw yourself into tackles. Don't, check out of the pocket too soon. He's got to play better. This does rely on Kenny. Kenny is maybe the future or the franchise guy, maybe. And it's like if you don't start playing well, the fan base won't get behind you. You'll lose the fan base. You'll lose the trust in the coaches. Next minute, we're back to Trubisky or Rudolph, and then we see where we are in this season. And if it goes that route, it could be a losing season. But if Kenny plays well, I think we have a chance to win this game because you need time possession to hold the ball, run the ball, and it comes down to Kenny, Najee, and George. Man, get George involved too. Offensively, get them all involved. On the defensive side, and I start to wrap it up. We need someone tackling, man. We need someone tackling. We need someone to tackle. Minka's trying his hardest. He's tackling like he was tackling in 2 years ago. In 2021, he was doing all the hard yards, and the middle linebacker's got to step up. And I think this is a game where this game's going to force you to tackle because it's AFC North football Steelers versus Ravens. So we need people to step up. I think Keanu Benton leads by example as well, being a rookie. I think he'll love this kind of game, chasing around Lamar Jackson in the pocket. I think Ogunjobi can step up too. They do miss Cameron Hayward on the line as well, but his presence off the field should hopefully motivate them to win. It's a home game, so Steeler Nation should jump up and support Russ. J-Devils going there. Look, it's a home game. We should be winning these ones, right? And we're 1-1 at home, I'm pretty sure. So we want to get amped up for this. And I know we just want to see something like we want to see the team be competitive. And we haven't scored 30 points since 2021, 2 years ago. So it's just, it's rough right now. But we need TJ to step up and Highsmith and all these dudes. And just, man, we got to win this game. I feel like you got to win this game. You can't win it convincingly, I don't think. But if you can win like 24-20 or 26-21, then if we beat the Ravens like that, then we might go. Then you got to back it up. I still feel like you have to back it up. You need to beat the Ravens. You beat the Rams. Then bring some of the fan base back. Because a lot of fan base right now is so disgruntled, so angry, so pissed off, so annoyed that they don't want to watch. They just don't want to watch. The product on the field is that bad. They don't want to watch it. At the same time, though, we're all Steelers fans and we're like, all right, let's effing go. Let's play. All right, guys, that could be it. Let's round down. Let's round down the Let's round down. Where is it? Did I delete the guy? Oh my goodness. Hang on. Alrighty, that was a good show. I feel good. That was a good show. I feel pretty good. Feel good, man. Thank you, Russ. I feel pretty good. At least we had some conversation about Steelers vs Ravens, and it wasn't all fire this, fire that. We all talked about it, man. We can win this game, but they got to show us they want to be a competitive team. Excuse me. Steelers got to show us that they're going to be competitive. They really do. But, true. Taco pizza for life. Brian says Canada has a punchable face. Alex says next time. Thank you. Thanks, mate. George says good idea. Russ, have a great time. Yeah, man. You guys have a great time in the game. Get all ready. Get your terrible towels, Steeler jerseys, all that kind of stuff, man. Thank you, Yoda, man. Yeah, it's a fun time. I appreciate that. It's a real fun time talking Steelers, man. Helps me get stuff off my chest. Yep, big time. They got to back it up. It's very early, but we've kind of seen now. We're 4-4. Sorry, 4-4. We're 2-2. We've kind of seen what we know about the first month, right? This is the point they've really got to start. If they lose this game, we'll see what happens. Excellent. Catcher 46 is upper echelon show as usual. Chicken burgers forever. All right. With that being said,
Coach, don't win. Let's go for the win, man.
and we'll play this one on the way out. Is the one I want to play? Oh yeah, Skyrim music. Gotta sacrifice a kangaroo. I gotta find one first. Gotta find one and catch one first. That's crazy. All right, you guys are legends. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Let's hope they play physical, tough football, gritty football. Not the gritty or the gritty dance, like gritty, tough Steeler football, where you're not getting flagged for hits. Let's hope they do that. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you later tomorrow at 4 a.m.